the pleasure of knowing both these gentlemen. One, I fought Mark, of course, and two, I've trained with Shoji. He came in Seattle and learned some kickboxing. Shoji, like I said, is a tough opponent. Whether he gets caught early, it's up to Mark. But then how much energy does Mark have in the later rounds as well? So it's going to be an interesting fight.
Okay, I think this is going to be an interesting fight. I think power is going to be definitely in Mark Coleman's favor.
But striking may be in Shoji's favor, I feel.
I think so, and Shoji is a very wily individual. He went the distance. Okay, here we go. This is
Coleman.
This is Mark the Hammer Coleman, one of the most well-conditioned athletes from a strength point of view ever in the sport, as far as his strength.
Yeah, he has great, tremendous strength, but, you know, in fighting, it doesn't matter how long you maintain that strength.
Well, that came into play when you fought him, Maurice, in UFC 14. His strength was, but you outpatiened him.
Well, the difference being is that Mark fought more, me more with emotion instead of fighting under knowledge or what have you. But he's learned from that. The loss actually made him a better fighter. Sure, he lost the next fight against Pedro Rizzo, but you know that he's become a smarter fighter. Now, whether that transpires in this ring or not is another issue, because it depends on how much Shoji gets to Mark's head.
Now, Mark Coleman is currently trained by Pat Miletich, who is the current UFC lightweight champion. Pat behind him right now in the walkthrough. Coleman is 6'1", and he weighs 235 pounds for this match. He's 35 years old, and this will be his 4th appearance in Pride.
So he's not working along with another gym in Georgia?
No, he's currently training. He's been training with Pat Miletich for a couple of weeks now, and Pat's really happy with his cardio. Pat said he put him through some hellacious cardiovascular workouts, and that would have made most people throw up. And Coleman evidently just didn't even blink. I think in this fight, it's going to be a real interesting clash of styles. I wonder how aggressive Mark Coleman will come out. That could be to his detriment if he does.
Well, I think what he's going to do. Once he's on the ground, he's going to make a big explosion. Because he's going to shoot in, and he probably will get him on the shoot. Probably not as fast as I can't take it out of my fight with him.
And here he is, Mark the Hammer Coleman.
But he's going to shoot in, and then on the ground, he probably will explode for a minute. And then he'll focus himself a little bit.
Former 3-time UFC champion. He won 2 UFC 8-man tournaments. He also won a UFC super fight against Dan Severn. And here's his opponent, Akira Shoji, making his way up. Both men entered the Grand Prix opening round in January. Mr. Mark Coleman won by a neck crank, as you mentioned, to Masaki Satake in 114 in January. And Mr. Shoji made it into the finals here in May by a decision over Ebenezer Fontes Braga from Brazil.
Yeah, I saw that fight, interesting fight, both of them. But Coleman, he's a strong competitor, but we're going to see how he fights this fight. I know when he gets on the ground, he's going to make a quick explosion. After that, he's going to focus on control and strikes.
And here we go.
All right, here it is.
Miletich has spoke very highly of Mark Coleman's new stand-up ability, so we're going to see some of that. We might even see some boxing.
Out of Mark?
Out of Mark. Miletich told me, he said, his stand-up is much better. He came in and with an open mind and picked up things really quick, basically did everything we asked him to do. Watch out for some KOs. Those are Pat Miletich's words.
He's actually throwing a jab. He's throwing a jab now. Pretty decent jab.
Yeah, Coleman is really excited about getting back in here. He feels that this is the best tournament that he's ever been in, and he feels it's an unbelievable group of people. He feels very fortunate to be lucky, and he's trained as hard as he possibly could, and he's looking forward to getting back on top of the sport, as he says. Coleman is boxing fairly well. Oh, nice low kick by Shoji.
He's not worried about the first few. The first few aren't going to really matter because he's going to shoot it pretty soon.
But he's cracking pretty hard. If Coleman is thinking boxing, he might start eating low kicks. If he's not thinking wrestling, because his forte is wrestling. We know him as the wrestler, but right now he might be thinking boxing, because Shoji will exploit that by using the low kick, which is the defeating factor of a straight boxer.
He's going to shoot soon, Marcus. You see, he's slowly inching himself in. He's going to try to corner him and shoot in, or he's going to punch. But I don't think he should punch, so he's going to go ahead and get him in the ground. This is with Pat. Pat's going to throw more jabs.
Oh, there's a knee by Coleman. Coleman trying for the single, and he gets the single leg, and he's down into a half guard.
See, you notice he's really calmed down. See, I thought he was going to attack right now.
What?
Is he tapping?
Oh, no. Bullshit!
Oh, there seems to be some kind of controversy. I think Coleman did land a knee, and Coleman's angry. I hope he can regain his composure. Coleman doesn't want to get angry here and get out of his game plan. He landed a knee.
There could have been a low blow, that's what they're saying.
There was a knee before they went down, and he may have fallen on him with his knee.
Yeah, it's...
And Shoji is not one to fake.
No.
You know, Coleman's got to keep his composure. He's got to stay cool. He can't let this get to him because that will throw him out of his game plan.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that you did when you fought Mark Coleman, you got him out of his game plan. You got under his skin a little bit verbally, and then it made him make some mistakes.
Yeah, that's the thing. He has to stay focused in the game. He has to stay focused in the fight, and don't let it bother him, you know. But, you know, that comes with he's a competitor like that. I mean, he has to learn to control
here's
that.
the knee. Okay,
oh, yeah, it is a low shot.
That was a little bit low. It was right on the, it was like, but.
It wasn't purpose.
Yeah, it was not a purpose, but it looks like they're going to go for a yellow card, so they're going to give him a warning.
No.
But Coleman can't let this get to him. He's got to stay cool. Okay, there's the knee again, and
watch. Yeah.
It was an unintentional knee by Mark Coleman. Shoji is recovering, and Coleman has gotten a warning, which means he was issued a yellow card. I don't think it'll be a factor because Mark did not do it on purpose. Mark is not a cheap shot guy. He's a real honest, straight-up guy. Shoji's back in the fight, and Shoji's been fighting pretty smart so far, using the low kick to neutralize the boxing. Shoji comes in with a flurry. Right hand by Coleman. Just grazed off the top of the head of Shoji. Good thing Shoji ducked.
Under that one, yeah.
Good thing, because that was a hard shot. Coleman's coming out throwing some serious left.
His mind's at the game. He wants to kill now. That's when you got to focus, relax.
Yeah, he's got to make sure he doesn't, shoot his energy. Shoji is good in this guard position. We know that. We know he's really good at jiu-jitsu. Shoji is from the A3 gym here in Japan. He's on the bottom. Doesn't seem worried. Seems very relaxed. Coleman stacking up high.
A lot of fighters now, they're not really focused, worried about getting hit in the body. They're all relaxed now. The sports have evolved to the level it's now. It's incredible. It's beautiful.
Well, here Coleman is going to the body with the right hand.
That's who I would play it if I was one.
Yeah, he's going to the body then the head.
I would just stay in the box, stay on top and control and strike. Don't try to break the guard. Just be careful of the arm bar.
One thing that I'm impressed with Mark Coleman is he's throwing short punches to the head. He's not trying,
body.
Yeah, and he's not trying to loop his punches, so he's not going to spend the kind of energy he may have spent at the early part of his career. He's going to look like he might be thinking about that neck crank.
Yeah.
He's thinking neck crank, but Shoji,
too high up.
Yeah, Shoji knows the good defense against the neck crank. I don't think Shoji's going to get neck cranked in this fight. Shoji, if anything, is one of the ultimate survivors in the Pride circuit. He's never lost by a tap out. He's only lost one fight, and that was to Igor Vovchanchyn.
Mark's throwing some serious leather, boy. He's trying to kill this guy's ribs here. So this would be the thing where the wrestlers will have an advantage, the control factor. Oh, he's got some serious body shots. You can hear it.
Well, Shoji's tucking up real tight with that knee and that. Oh, but look at those red marks. He's getting welts on the side of his left rib cage.
But in a way, if you let Mark do that, he's going to tire out eventually. You can't maintain that kind of power for that length of time.
This is reminiscent of a fight that Don Fry had against Mark Hall, where he just punched and punched and punched and punched, almost punched himself out. Yeah. And they had to continue in the tournament. But Coleman is not expending the kind of energy Fry did against Mark Hall in that UFC fight.
He's expending a bit, but not. But how long will he maintain? It's a 15-minute round, right?
Yeah.
So how long can you maintain that?
Because Coleman now has a reasonably good stand-up game. I don't think that Pat would be adverse to him popping back up and going stand-up.
Why not?
Again. Because he might be able to hurt, because he's got the guy hurt with body punches so far.
5 minutes passed.
So we've got 10 minutes left, and Coleman has basically been all over Shoji.
Just in the control factor.
Just in the control, right.
That's all he has to do. That's all I would do. And that's where the wrestlers are going to have the advantage over most of the guys because they can control them.
Oh, that side of Shoji's is looking bad, but it may be more cosmetic than anything because Shoji has a little bit of a layer of flesh there. He's not really cut. Usually, Mo. Oh, now they're going to restart them because they're starting to slide out of the ring. In Pride rules, if fighters are engaged in a fight and they start to slide out of the ring, they will reset the fighters and make them start in the same position. Right. Now, Shoji has the kind of body type where the body punches will look bad, but because he's got that layer of skin, unlike a person who's really cut, it won't hurt him as much, right?
Layer of fat, basically.
Yeah.
Steve. Let's just be honest here. He's got a little layer of fat that's going to help him. Fat's a good thing, too.
Yes, Mo. No, I know I can count on my colleague and friend, Ray Smith, to cut to the chase. I have to be neutral here, but...
No, Mark's playing it smart. He's playing it pretty smart, but how long can he maintain his pressure is not an issue.
Shoji has strictly been in defensive mode since they went on the ground. He doesn't have a lot of options because Coleman has never been tapped out in a fight from a submission hold.
Well, he did have the one with Takada. That's that other part about Takada.
Oh, that's right. Actually, it was a heel hook, wasn't it?
You're right. It was a heel hook.
Yeah, it was a. So I stand corrected. Coleman was submitted by Nobuhiko Takada.
Yes. Gallant fight.
Yeah, it was a. Anyway, Mr. Shoji looks like he's showing some. Oh, Coleman's starting to land to the head now.
See, I personally don't like the closed guard for this kind of fighting. I think the open guard's a much better guard. Where the legs are in between the other guy's legs.
You've got more options.
You got more options. You can move away from a lot of these strikes. Where in the closed guard, you're going to sit there and take a beating. Why?
Yeah, I agree with you because in the open guard, well, he can't sweep Coleman, but he can scoot him back.
He can scoot him back. He can push him back. He can go underneath or whatever. There's a lot more options. In the closed guard, you have one option: take a beating. Even Gracie didn't fight. Even Hoist didn't fight the closed guard too much in this fight. He fought the open guard a little bit. Not the way that I would do it, but as far as the way I use my open guard, but he definitely did. His legs were always kept open so he could move.
Shoji throwing a little backhand with nothing on it.
Well, right now, Shoji's losing this round. And this is a round that we can count.
Yes, this is a round to where if Coleman continues in this way, then we're back on the judge system after the Hoist Gracie fights because now all fights. Oh, Shoji pops back up. Shoji's got to get busy and do something.
I think he's thinking that Coleman's going to gas out as well. That's what I'm thinking.
But it doesn't look like Coleman. Coleman's got a lot of energy. Miletich was correct in saying that Coleman's stamina is much improved. And his boxing ability looks pretty decent.
It's a lot better.
But Coleman so far has dominated. Now, this is going to bring about a little bit of a thing. This has not been a close fight, but we have that 10-kilogram rule that the lighter fighter gets the edge in scoring. But I think that Coleman has pretty much controlled this fight. So,
yeah, he's controlled this
nice
fight.
trip takedown there by Mark Coleman back into the guard of Akira Shoji. But I can't see how that would be a factor in giving this a draw round.
No, I don't. I have to agree with you on that one, Steve.
So we're here at the Tokyo Dome for the Pride Fighting Championships 2000. Akira Shoji on the bottom, taking punch after punch from Mark Coleman.
And like I said, this is going to be difficult for the guy in the bottom to fight the wrestlers because essentially there's no stand-ups.
Look at that side, Maurice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice work. It's good work through Mark's end. But since there's no stand-ups, this is going to be bad for the guys who don't have any wrestling background, really. Jiu-jitsu does not fare well, nor does kickboxing for the most part fare well against the wrestlers on the ground. This is where he's going to control them.
Yeah, I know with your fight against Coleman, endurance was the major factor in that.
Major factor.
I mean, you had good defense that you had learned from, the Shamrocks and the Lions Den,
Yes.
and some of the other people you trained with, but the endurance, but you give Coleman some endurance.
10分経過。10分経過。10 minutes into the round.
Coleman really trying to Tee off. Now Coleman's got the side mount, and if he gets the mounted position, this could be good. This could
The
be.
mount's not a big concern really. It's not a big concern.
Well, now he's got his back. Now Coleman is not notorious for this. Oh, good punch by Coleman.
Shoji's got to cut. Shoji's got to cut his eye.
And he's really starting to take a beating. I wouldn't be surprised if Coleman just turned this into a boxing match and wanted to keep it standing, because on the ground, Shoji has no shot. Shoji is getting lumped up now. Coleman is virtually unscathed by the fight so far. Shoji just measuring his man, going in with a jab. Oh, uppercut. Oh, good uppercut by Mark Coleman. It kind of grazed off the front of Shoji's face. Otherwise, it could have had some pretty bad consequences. Absolutely. Because that was a Hail Mary swinging from the rafters uppercut.
Shoji should have, if he had better striking, it could be a different fight. But right now, he doesn't. Mark feels comfortable on his feet because Shoji's not giving anything back. A couple of locations are going to make the whole fight. You got to hit Mark in the face. You have to jab back.
Jab, Mark, jab.
Coleman really looks good, but he's fighting a smaller opponent. But nonetheless, I mean,
he's fighting well still.
He's fighting great. Shoji landed a good move foot left. And back into the standing clinch. Coleman dropping down low.
Knee.
Good body shot by Mark Coleman.
Good body shot, buddy.
Going back to that left side.
Nice.
Oh,
that one hurt Shoji. Because he's moving now. He's adjusting to the punches.
That's that same side he was grinding away at while they were on the ground. That's Shoji's left side, which is getting pretty ugly.
What Shoji should do is make Mark
through
fight.
a right hook to the leg.
Yeah.
We're seeing more of that now.
There's no offense on Shoji's side, so therefore there's no fear for Mark to worry about it. You have to fight back in order to make the guys go out their game plan.
3 minutes left.
Yeah, right now, Shoji's not going on the game plan. He's just letting Mark do what he wants. He's having his way with it.
At this point, as valiant a warrior as Shoji is, now Mark Coleman's throwing knees. As valiant a warrior as Shoji is, he needs, in my opinion, a knockout or at least a couple knockdowns to get in this fight to where it would be at least a draw.
Shoji's watching himself fight, to tell you the truth. He's looking at the monitor watching himself fight.
Well, there's one thing about Shoji. I mean, he epitomizes the word tough. I mean, he can really take some shots. Oh, that was a beautiful, good right hand by Mark Coleman. Coleman was right on the money. Shoji's got a good chin.
He's got a good chin.
Uppercut followed by a hook if he puts his head down again.
Coleman's punches are educated punches now.
Shoji's short.
Digging.
Shoji's grabbing the
standing.
short.
That's even more brutal than when they was on the ground.
What I would do, I'd make Mark fight more. Even though he's fighting, he's not fighting like he's fighting at his own pace.
Yeah.
You gotta make him get out of his pace.
His face is a mess right now.
And it's just the first round.
That right eye of his looks horrible. Shoji's blinking pretty hard.
If I was Shoji's corner, I'd probably throw the towel in now because he's not fighting. He has no offense.
You wouldn't wait till the end of the round?
Well, after this fight, definitely. After this round, definitely. He's not throwing any offense. He's only doing his receiving.
Yeah, he's taking a beating, that's for sure. Oh, Shoji tries a low kick. Coleman steps in. Oh, trying to spinning back kick. Coleman stepped in. Good move by Coleman. Coleman has vastly improved his stand-up game. Shoji takes Mark Coleman down.
Yeah, reversed it in midair.
Unbelievable.
And look at him fighting back.
Unbelievable.
Oh, but Mark's gonna muscle out of it.
He's gonna muscle out. Use a little bit of energy, but get back out. That was really a valiant move by Shoji. Half a whizzer.
If the ropes weren't there, he would have got it.
But the ropes actually helped him control him for a second.
It worked for him and against him. On the bottom, it worked for him. No, let me rephrase that. When he threw him, it stopped him from going completely over, but it held him there for a second.
I think that you have a valid point about Shoji's corner throwing in the towel, because Shoji is looking pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not worth it. You know, you can always fight again.
Exactly. That's one thing. With open weight tournaments, now that a lot of the guys, they're getting comparable skills, it's really tough for the small guys to beat the big guys like it was in the beginning when people like Royce Gracie came on with a lot of skills and were fighting guys with a little less skill.
Less or none.
But weight is a factor now. It definitely is. That's the end of round one. Mark Coleman virtually put a beating on Akira Shoji on the ground and standing. Mark got a little upset early on when they called a knee that he threw to the body, which was a little low blow. And
one more round of this. This is one more. It's 3 rounds, or this is it?
No, it's
There shouldn't be no overtime, I don't think.
no, it's 1 15-minute.
One
round.
15-minute. Well, then he wins.
Yeah, it's 1 15-minute round. Yeah.
But to look at it, like they're going for another round. 2 rounds?
1 round in the judges.
Okay, we're looking at a judge's decision in this. So they're going to come to the center of the ring to announce. Now, Coleman's on top. He's hammering away, thus the name Mark the Hammer Coleman, going to the body and the head. And here we are for the judge's decision.
Yeah, it's not going to go in. It's decisive. Mark won the fight. There's no question.
I cannot picture how they could come to any other conclusion. And okay, it's a unanimous decision victory, a dominant, one-sided victory for Mark Coleman. Mark Coleman advances in the Pride Fighting Championship 2000 with a dominant victory.
And look at that. That's sort of what the sport, the camaraderie, the sportsmanship. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's such a tough type of fighting. It's very nice for the people to see it. You guys can go in there and beat each other up. Come out like buddies. It's really nice.
I think Coleman exhibited a great improvement vastly in his stand-up, in his ground control, in his patience. He's really grown as a warrior in this sport.
Yeah, he's grown. You know, but like I said, you have to fight. You got to make him fight too. Everything he throws is power. So you can't let him control the pace. You have to make him out of his game plan.
And it was a great performance by Mark
It
Coleman.
was a good performance.
And it was a very soulful and heartful performance by Akira Shoji in losing. He will be back.
Oh, yeah, he's back.
He's well liked here in Japan, and for obvious reasons, because he's got a whole lot of heart, Mo.
Like in there. No, look at him.